Hello there, welcome to 7Edition. I'm Helena Krishnamurthy and these are your headlines. Prime Minister calls on Malaysians to protect nation stability, peace and harmony. Majority of cancer cases in Malaysia detected at later stages. And detained Bahrain footballer to spend another 2 months in Thai jail. We bring you our top stories on the bulletin today. A teenage girl and a boy were flung out of the car they were travelling in after colliding with an express bus on the North-South Expressway near Bandar Ainsdale in Seremban at about 2 a.m. today. 19-year-old Wan Nur Shazliza, Wan Nasharuddin and 5-year-old Nur Iman Danish Abdul Azim died on the spot. A woman, another girl and 3 boys who were also in the Prajan Pesona car, which was heading to Seremban from Kuala Lumpur, were seriously injured. The driver had tried to avoid a motorcycle ahead of them, but lost control, causing the car to slam into the road divider and spin a few times, before colliding with the express bus, which was coming from behind. The driver and the 29 passengers of the bus were unhurt. The victims' bodies and the injured were sent to the Tuanku Jafar Hospital in Seremban. The case is now being investigated under the Road Transport Act. The Health Ministry revealed today that about 60% of cancers in Malaysia are detected at late stages, at stages 3 and 4. Its Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said among the main contributing factors for late detection is the lack of awareness on the importance of screening and early detection amongst Malaysians. In his message in conjunction with the World Cancer Day today, the Health Minister said a critical aspect to be highlighted in cancer prevention and control is the importance of early detection. Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli pointed out that cancer is the second highest cause of death among Malaysians. The 3 most common cancers among men in Malaysia are colorectal, lung and nasopharynx, while the 3 most common cancers among women are breast, colorectal and cervix. He said the figures are expected to increase in the near future, attributable to the high prevalence of non-communicable diseases, risk factors and an aging population. Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli said his ministry provides screening for 4 types of cancers at government health clinics nationwide, namely breast, cervical, colorectal and oral cancer. According to him, screening for specific cancers such as liver, prostate and nasopharynx for high-risk individuals are available at government hospitals. In addition, he said Scheme Peduli Sehat for the B40 group, the Perka B40 scheme, which will be implemented next month, provides health screening services, medical aid, incentives for cancer treatment and transportation fare support. Meanwhile, the My Salam National Protection Scheme was introduced to help the B40 group by providing medical protection in the form of financial assistance in the event of an emergency or 36 critical illnesses, which also include cancer. He also noted that it is the responsibility of each and everyone to play their part to reduce the burden of cancer in the country. And now to get more insight into the matter, joining us on the line now is Dr. Chandrasekhar Hospat, a clinical oncologist from the Nilai Medical Centre in Negeri Sembilan. Now, good evening, Dr. Chandra. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on World Cancer Day. So the first question is in regards to education. What are the factors that can influence the likelihood of people to go for cancer screening and get cancer treatment in Malaysia? Would you say it's education or accessibility to healthcare facilities, or perhaps even social-cultural factors? Hello, doctor.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi, Dr. Chandrasekhar?
Yeah, good evening, Dr. Chandra.
Sorry, the line's a bit bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I'm just going to repeat my question again. What are the factors that can influence the likelihood of people to go for cancer screening and get cancer treatment in Malaysia? Would you say it's education or accessibility to healthcare facilities or perhaps even socio-cultural factors?
I think all the factors are responsible for the lack of people going for the cancer screening, because first thing is people should be educated, because after the cancer screening, once they are detected, what can be done and then how effectively it can be treated if it is detected early, it should be educated. And after getting educated, we need to get these people to go for the scanning, the accessibility. And in the rural area, accessibility is a problem. And socio-cultural factor also influences, because the fear of cancer word, the stigma attached to it, the people don't go for the screening, because there is a fear and anxiety. What if I'm detected by cancer? That's the fear.
Okay, fear and anxiety are very good points. Also, what are the kinds of efforts and initiatives that can help increase public access to information about cancer and cancer screening amongst the rural population? Are there any cancer screening awareness campaigns that are being carried out now?
Yeah, there are quite a few cancer screening programs available in Malaysia, especially for the women cancers like cervical cancer and then the breast cancer. There is a big awareness program held across the country, but unfortunately it happens only in the rural, urban areas. It should reach to the rural population, and they are the ones to be educated.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dr. Chandrasekhar. Yeah. And now, last but not least, considering that about 60% of cancers in the country are detected at late stages, what are some urgent steps that should be taken in Malaysia to raise awareness of the disease and speed up diagnosis so that we can transform the outlook for the number of people affected by cancer?
I think it is the integration of the existing facilities, like the primary healthcare practitioners or healthcare providers should be orientated towards the cancer, and they should be incorporated into the program. And then the private participation as a corporate social responsibility, the private hospitals, insurance agencies, and other corporates should come forward to supplement and then assist in disseminating the knowledge and then bringing more people to the cancer screening. And the benefits of cancer screening, the early stage detection and then its effective treatment, and then they can survive longer. This has to be done in a very massive scale across the country, especially to the rural area. That will be a boost to fighting the cancer.
Okay, thanks so much. I'm afraid that's all the time we have today, Dr. Chandra. But thank you again for those insights. And that was Dr. Chandrasekhar Hospat, who is a clinical oncologist from the Nilai Medical Center. Now moving on. Malacca police have arrested 4 suspects, including a woman believed to have been involved in 14 armed robbery cases around the state, including Johor, since a year ago. The group is also believed to be linked to an armed robbery of an elderly couple last month in Malacca. A video which has since gone viral, 3 suspects are seen robbing the elderly couple while hoisting a machete at them near a restaurant at Malacca Raya. The incident resulted in injury to one of the victims' fingers, as well as losses worth 2,500 ringgit. Malacca Criminal Investigation Department Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Yazid Idris said the first suspect, a 33-year-old man, was arrested at a restaurant in Johor Bahru on Thursday morning.
Seterusnya pada jam 5 pagi, tangkapan susulan telah berjaya dilakukan ke atas 2 lelaki Melayu dan 1 perempuan Melayu yang telah ditahan di sebuah rumah di Pangsapuri Runcak Kempas Utama, Jalan Kempas Utama, Taman Kempas, Johor Bahru.
Police managed to seize a Honda Accord car and an RXZ motorcycle in the raid, which they believe were used during the armed robberies, including a sharp weapons in the raid. Following the operation, police are also confident that the 14 armed robbery cases, 3 in Malacca and 11 in Johor, have been solved as a result. Now the 3 male suspects tested positive for methamphetamine drugs. All suspects are remanded for 7 days until February 6. The case is investigated according to Section 395/397 of the Penal Code. Papers on an accident involving an SUV which plunged into the sea from the Penang bridge has been submitted to the Attorney General's chambers. The car was driven by the late Mo Yun Peng, aged 20, who is a student. Penang Police Chief Datuk T. Narinasagaran confirmed the submission of the report to the AG's chambers today. He said the police will wait for instruction from the Deputy Public Prosecutor's Office on the next course of action as well as the chemistry report. The accident on January 20th involving two vehicles on the bridge caused Mo's SUV to crash through the guardrail and plunge into the sea. Police investigated the case under the Road Transport Act. And now reunion dinners are often traditionally held tonight on the eve of Chinese New Year. They are considered a lively affair as family members, big or small, will gather for this special meal before welcoming the New Year together as a family. Our reporter Sarah Abdullah is now at a warm family gathering commemorating the Eve in Sri Hartamas to experience such a reunion. Let's join her and see what she's up to. Hi Sarah, has the dinner started?
Hey Lina, yeah, so here at this Korean restaurant, there are many families having their reunion dinner, including our very own NTV7 Mandarin newsreader, Lim Sheting. But before we go and talk to her family, as many of you are already aware, reunion dinners are considered as the most important get-together meal of the entire year in conjunction with welcoming of the Year of the Boar. This zodiac animal is usually associated with mildness, fortune and wealth, and people born in this particular year are said to be cheerful, sincere and brave. So I managed to grab a few guests who are also Sheting's husband and also brother-in-law, Terence Teo and Jimmy Teo. Hi. All right. Hey, thank you so much for spending time with 7Edition. First, maybe Terence can go first. Okay, can you tell us about this reunion dinner? Is it always a tradition in your family to gather like this?
Yeah, it's a family tradition that we must gather and we socialize with our family. So this one is not a traditional family Chinese New Year setting, but we decided to come over to a Korean restaurant because it's my mom's favorite Korean restaurant. Yeah, and it helps. Luckily, the boss has allowed us to bring in a lo sang, which is a favorite Chinese New Year dish. So we have sort of a little bit of a Chinese New Year flavor to it. Yeah, and it helps to strengthen family ties when we gather like this. And I hope the next generation also will keep on continuing this tradition.
Okay, so for Jimmy, so what are your plans for the Chinese New Year celebration? Are there anything special being planned out this year as compared to previous years?
This year, we are just going to visit our family, extended family in Jenjarong and in Taiping. It's always good to have the family together, you know, let the children, get to know the elders. It's very important for us to bond. And Chinese New Year is the 1 year that everyone gets to be together.
So what about your budget this year? Is it any bigger?
Same budget. Yes, actually the Year of the Pig represents good fortune, good wealth and good luck. So we hope that the Year of the Pig will bring us a lot of money.
Amen. All right. Thank you very much, Terence and Jimmy. And Happy New Year also. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So now reunion dinners are really a time for the children to get excited and for the adults to sit back and enjoy a precious moment with their family. And it is a time for everyone to forgive and forget all family squabbles and let harmony reign until the next reunion. So Happy New Year to all those celebrating and always be safe on the roads. I think that's all from me, Sarah Abdullah, reporting live from Kuala Lumpur. Back to you, Helena, at the studio.
And thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing that with us. Hope you have a wonderful dinner with the lovely crew. Now, the Prime Minister today reminded the people to protect the nation's stability, peace and harmony. In his Chinese New Year message, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said Malaysians are fortunate to be able to celebrate diversity. He, however, said that while this is a norm, the peaceful situation might not always be the case.
Kita tidak boleh pandang ringan perkara ini. Akan ada di kalangan kita pihak-pihak yang cuba mengeruhkan keharmonian ini untuk tujuan-tujuan tertentu. Saya harap kita tidak akan biarkan diri kita terhasut dengan perkara sebegini. Marilah sama-sama kita berikrar untuk menjaga kestabilan, keharmonian serta keamanan dalam negara yang kita sayangi ini.
In the 2-minute and 20-second video posted in his social media accounts, the Prime Minister also extended Chinese New Year greetings to Malaysians.
Saya serta isteri mengucapkan Selamat Tahun Baru Cina, Gongzi Fa Chai, Zinian Kuele, Gongzi, Gongzi. Betul? Zinian Kuele.
The Deputy Prime Minister today said old traditions should be treasured and the values of family togetherness must be instilled among the younger generations. Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, in her Chinese New Year message, drew attention to the most significant of these values: respect, filial piety, and families coming together. This, she said, is obvious from the traditional reunion dinners where emphasis on family togetherness is stressed upon. The DPM said as Malaysia heads towards being an aging nation, traditions such as these should be treasured and instilled in the young. She added that such values also hold society together. Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza also called on the people to respect the elders, look after them, learn from their wisdom and never neglect them. She reminded that children are our future, but the elderly are our treasure that we must revere. She also called on the Chinese community to strengthen family bonds and treasure their loved ones, as well as advise people to travel safe, remember their loved ones and not to smoke while driving. And coming up, foreign backpackers draw outrage over baby swinging video. The details next. Now, thanks for staying with us. Let's roll over to our daily segment Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Some international travelers in Asian countries have been getting a bad reputation for their behavior. Backpacking, the act of begging locals for money to fund their wanderlust, is becoming more and more common, and it seems like these people see no shame in doing it. However, recently, it appears that these backpackers are getting more extreme and desperate, using a baby to get public attention and money.
Police today arrested a Russian couple over their street stunt of swinging their infant son, seen in a video that has collected tens of thousands of views online. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Datuk Sri Mazlan Lazim said police acted following complaints from the public.
Maklumat pada orang ramai, kemudian pihak kita telah pergi ke tempat berkenaan di Jalan Raja Abdullah. Di Jalan Raja Abdullah. Dan kita telah tangkap kedua-dua suami isteri itu. Bersama anak dia? Bersama dengan anak yang dia lambung, dia katakan dia lambung. 4 bulan. 4 bulan anak dia.
He added that the baby is reported to be safe and did not sustain any injuries, while the police will obtain a remand order against the couple tomorrow. Many criticized the man for being irresponsible, but some defended his behavior as dynamic baby gymnastics, also known as baby swinging yoga. The controversial practice, which is legal and widespread in Russia, sees babies as young as 2 weeks old swung through the air, tossed and caught, all in the name of strengthening them. Activists and medical professionals, however, argue that the exercises put children at great risk and should be classified as child abuse. The couple are now being investigated for ill treatment, neglect, abandonment or exposure of children, an offence under Section 31 of the Child Act.
Now updated as of 7 p.m, here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. More to come, Sala plane found but bodies nowhere inside. We'll be right back.